Larry.
I'm Arnie.
And I'm Wade.
Together,
we're Law. Toughest detective team west of East Moline.
So guys, what are we gonna do this summer?
I don't know. I thought maybe just do the same as last summer. Find an intelligent dog and drive around in a van solving mysteries.
No, that's old hat. Besides, everybody always yelled at us for being too meddling.
Well, at any rate, maybe we can watch a Bon Jovi video on TV here. Let's flip to MTV.
He gets me inspired. Why don't you get that one? Go here, Dave.
Hello? What's up? No way. You're kidding. What are you doing? No problem. No problem, Trent. We'll be there. We'll be there. Thanks.
What's up?
All right, fellas. It looks like we got your job for the summer. That was the president.
Law will return after these commercial messages.
Boy, that was some test, Ty.
You're not kidding. I must have left 2/3 of the questions blank.
But the clinch was when old man Tweed brought out that half barrel. That was some draft beer.
Amen to that, brother.
Nothing like getting hammered with old man Tweed.
You know, fellas, draft beer's good, but for students on the go, there's only one thing. And that's book bag light.
You know, Dave, a six-pack of Book Bag Light fits neatly in the space of most psychology texts.
And most accounting texts.
So if you want it all, a social life and good grades, Book Bag Light's the one for you. And now, a message from Bad. Blues against drugs.
I said no to drugs. You can too. The thumpers say no to drugs. This message is for you. Mr. President Treadway is being portrayed by J.I. Brennan.
We see, boys, we needed help urgently, but we couldn't bring in the police because they always blame the thugs. This looks like the work of a professional food service interpolator. We're your men, sir. If anybody can crack this case, it's the law.
Let me at those dirty crooks.
Glad to hear it, boys. This looks mighty good on that resume. Thank you, sir. No problem, boys. Anytime.
I don't know, Wayne. How do you suggest we get to the bottom of this case? yourself the greatest third baseman ever?
I don't. So you admit it. You did buy drugs from the man who murdered your aunt. Drugs?
Forget it, fellas. He ain't gonna talk. Let's skedaddle while the skedaddle looks good.
Law will return after these commercial messages.
Oh, hi. After school, I spent a lot of time wasting away working for my PhD. But I decided teaching at a large university just wasn't for me. That's when I decided, dang it, why don't you do what you really love? Work on the big rigs. So I enrolled in Lundborg Tech. After just 18 months, I'm doing what I really love and making good money.
Hundreds of people just like Ike have taken the road to success at Lundborg Tech, and they've gone on to successful careers in auto and diesel technology. People like Ty here.
I used to be a sniveling nobody, but Lundborg Tech made me a man with a place in this world.
If you'd like to join my friends Ty and Ike here, I urge you to send away for our free informational packet. It worked for them.
Lundborg Tech. It worked for me.
How do we do it, fellas? 3 a.m. again last night. I tell you, if it weren't for coffee, I'd be dragging.
Nothing like a hot cup of jam in the morning, though.
A good cup of joe. Good cup of mud.
Wake up, water.
My old man used to call it perky punch.
Nature's...
Art? What's it? Art! Okay! With the chloroform! Larry! What are we drinking? Snack bar coffee?
My God, that was!
We both gotta vomit immediately! I tell you, that was a close call, but what happened to Arnie gives me a clue. I know who we've got to investigate.
Yes?
Miss Bonnie?
Yes.
Private investigators. May I ask you a few questions?
Certainly.
Good evening. Afternoon, I mean. These are my associates, Larry and Arnie. I'd like to ask you a few questions which pertain to a case we're working on. Now, we researched your background, and we know that at one time you were pursuing an advanced degree in the studies of the uses of caffeine upon college students. But for some reason, you left that program. Could you elaborate on this?
Sure. My professors and I had disagreements to the practical applications of caffeine. My scruples forced me to leave.
Practical applications of a drug like caffeine?
How and why the caffeine might be used to benefit society. LSD was and is used for therapy. You know, caffeine is... Why not caffeine? Chemicals make the man, you know.
But a dangerous stimulant like caffeine.
And what's wrong with stimulants? The Greeks and Romans knew its uses. I just wanted to do some experiments that the old eggheads thought were unethical.
Now, which egghead in particular? Whose ethics did you disagree with so much that you had to leave a doctoral program?
Why, Dr. Tweet, of course.
Dr. Tweet, eh?
I think you might want to leave now.
I suppose that's only just. Thank you for your time. Let's go, Law.
All the clues point to Tweet, but how are we gonna put the clamps on that guy?
I agree with you there, Lair. Putting a finger on old man Tweet is going to be a tricky business. But if we don't buckle down and get to the bottom of this soon, every student on this campus is going to wind up like Arnie here. On the floor, a bundle of shaking nerves. Slaves to the mastermind behind it all.
It'll be a campus without sleep.
Finals week in hell.
We get about as much sleep as if it was Superstar Porn Month on HBO.
Oh, that Brown Chambers is great, isn't she?
Amen to that, brother. Aw will return after these commercial messages.
Many of you probably know me as Arnie on TV's Law. To give my car a complete cleaning, I use Armor All Protectant. Just a few applications to my tires and interior help keep them looking new. So don't just wash your car, fight with armor on.
Take a good look around, fellas. If any smuggling's going on, it's coming in here.
You know, I just had this crazy idea. So crazy it may even work. You know, old man Tweet lives less than a block away from here.
Well, you are crazy, Arnie. Crazy like a fox.
Fellas, come here. You know what this is? Pure caffeine. They pack it in styrofoam because it throws the dogs off the set. What are we gonna do?
Quick, let's take it back to the lab and dust it for prints.
All right. Wait. Go. Boy, fellas, I tell you, I never thought that chemistry class back in college was going to pay off like it has today.
No kidding.
But that's the liberal arts for you.
That's it. Just as I thought. That was no ordinary caffeine out on the dock. It's got old man Tweet's fingerprints all over it. And not only that, it has Hullet and Treadway's fingerprints too.
Wow. So the whole administration's in on it. And you know something? I bet that world traveler Dr. Bell's in on it too, that king of the internship.
I tell you, if there's an international syndicate, Bell's your man.
Well, we better get going before old man Tweet hightails it out of the country.
Let's go.
Time to pay the piper, Professor.
Why, hello, Larry. Wayne, Arnie. You guys budging a frat?
Cut the small talk, Mr. Professor, and say hello to the law.
You'll never take me alive.
Grab him!
Okay. I'll talk.
I think your little scheme is pretty much well known to us all. Larry, you going to explain a little bit?
So the administration and the professors are in on it too. Well, they think they can control our time and money. There's one thing they can't control.
They can't control our minds.
Bingo.
So you decided to resort to the oldest trick in the book, subliminal caffeine addiction.
By lacing our food and drink with extra pep, you knew that someday you may be able to control our minds.
And you may have gotten away with it too. But something slipped. Somebody got a little too excited and we found the caffeine. Treadway tried to cover his own tracks by putting us on the case, thinking us incompetent.
You should learn to never underestimate the law.
So now we've got you where we want you. Just days from the big house. How's that grab ya?
It would have been heaven. 2,000 mindless bodies to do my research, wash my car, get my coffee, and spoiled because of you meddling kids.
Oh, what a tangled web we weave, Professor. But the law you cannot deceive.
Well, fellas, it sure is good knowing that old man Tweet's going to be locked up behind bars for a long, long time.
He sure was a villain, wasn't he? But now that's over, what are we going to do this summer?
What are we going to do this summer?
Let's go to McDonald's quick and see if we can't get boardwalk.
Good idea.
The makers of Law would like to extend their thanks to the following. Producer Stephen Etheridge, Dr. Roll Tweet, J.I. Brannon as President Treadway, Bonnie Schroeder as the caffeine researcher, and to the Thumpers for saying no to drugs. This has been a Womb production.
Next on the Superstation, it's This Old House, starring Steve Etheridge.
Wake up, Steve.
Tonight, Steve rebuilds the kitchen, but